Good morning. Our hand today is going to be pocket queens. We've got a mid-position player open raises at 2.5 and I 3-bet. I think this is pretty standard 3-bet for us. Villain's playing 22-11. He's definitely playing tighter. We've got we don't have a huge number of notes on him, so I'm hesitant to look at it to improve our range reading, because it's possible that it'll say what he has. Villain does have a big stack, over 500 big blinds. His VPIP is 16%, race first in stats 13%, so it's probably like 12 to 15, maybe 11 to 15. It's probably at least 13 though. Judging on these numbers, he is tight early position, then he loosens up a bit. So I put together this is a 13.1% range. I think we could probably add a few more of these suited connectors, but we have our Broadways, we have our pocket pairs. When we look at our range, we've got a standard 3-bet versus mid position, and you can see ace 5 suited is for protection, or as a bluff, you can say. So we're not always raising with just big cards. And then we also have the 3-bet or call range. I'm going to include these cards in our 3-bet too, to attack this player. He's fold 17%, so I don't. He's either raising with really good hands where he doesn't need to fold them, or he gets stubborn. He raises, he has money in the pot, and he says, I have to call because I have money in there. So I'm going to include these 3-bet or call, and I'm going to add ace 4 just to increase what we're doing this with. So definitely we're in position. We're trying to set up a situation where we try to get heads up in position. We do have a looser player, 31 VPIP and 40% VPIP behind us. Small blind, I'm not so worried about. So I 3-bet, folds around, he calls. Is he going to call with the same range? I'm going to assume that, well, I'm going to keep him all pocket pairs, but I'm going to take out like some of these lower ones and say that he's just not going to probably call that. And I think that's going to be it. You can see we went from like 13%, maybe 14% down to 10%. That's probably about right for this player. So we see a flop 5, 6, 9. I think both of us could hit top trips. I think the other guy could possibly have 5s or 6s. I wish we had the queen of spades, but I think this is a hand that, since we 3-bet, we will have to continue firing. So when we look at what hands we're going to be betting, we are betting our straights, or our sets, our overpair. I think we're going to be betting our flush draw here. Probably our 2-card backdoor flush draws. Those are the hearts. Think our gut shots are going to be bet here. I even think top pair is going to be bet, and I think top pair is going to be bet. I think our bottom pair is going to be bet just kind of as a bluff. If an ace comes, it's going to look really good for us. Now, even if he doesn't think we have an ace, or if villain, let's say, had 5, 6. No, I don't think he's going to hit it. I really don't think he's hitting 2-pair. I think he's hitting an overpair here, a gut shot, or maybe trip 9s, maybe an overpair. So then the overcards that we're betting, I think we're going to be doing Jack 10, Queen Jack, maybe all. I mean, it's almost basically 100% of our hands here. I think the only thing we don't have is ace 4. So yeah, I think we're going to be betting close to 100% here. It's just the board that looks good with us. We should have a strong range going forward. I think it's going to be 100% bet or close to it. I bet 7. I bet a third pot. I think that's pretty good. Villain's going to fold just as frequently as he'll call, probably. I don't think the bet size is going to matter. If he misses this board, he's probably not going to come along. So maybe the smaller bet also encourages a hand like ace queen, ace jack to come along, or maybe like king queen, just to take one card off to see if they improve on the turn. So now he check raises. So he said I think I said he was going to check 100% of his range here. Now he check raises, and at this point you have to ask, what is he doing this with? How often does he check raise? Some players, will check raise a lot. And at this point, they're check raising probably because they don't think I hit any piece of that flop. And, I'm going to probably have to fold the overcards, the unpaired overcards. And it's a powerful play. It really is a powerful play. So this guy has check raised once out of 14 times. He's called a c-bet 2 out of 4 and 2 out of 6. So in position and out of position. I'm sorry, called c-bet 4 out of 8 and 2 out of 9. So yeah, that's more. It seems like he's more likely to call it than check raise. And looking at turn and river, he's flop is the only spot where he has check raise. So what types of hands do players check raise with? Set and overpair. I don't think top pair does that. The overpairs, I think they definitely do. I don't think flush draw will check raise. I mean, they should. We can include them in as their bluff range, maybe even the gut shot. I mean, I think flush draw, gut shots would all be valid check raising cards, but I don't think I'd check raise with an overpair. Maybe if I had tens or jacks, because we don't want to see ace king or queen. But even then, if I check raise, there's a lot of players that will call with ace king, ace queen anyways. So why put in the money and risk all of that right now when we could see the turn to see if an ace king or queen comes? If they don't come, then oftentimes we can check raise at that point. So does he look like the player that could check raise with a gut shot? I don't. We'll include the flush. We'll include the flush because it's so common. So if that's their check raising range, then what do we call with? So if this was our 100% basically, what do we call with? We're definitely not calling any of these. I actually find it hard to call with the top pair. I think it just kind of comes down to the odds. So, we're getting 24% on our call. Let's check this out. All right, so bring in Equilab. So we've got villains check raising range. And let's see what kind of hands we could have. So 9, 6, and a 5. Let's say we have ace king of spades. With ace king of spades, we have 45% equity. So this would be an easy call for ace king. Let's do jack 10 of spades. Whoops, wrong one. So ace king, obviously, if you catch an ace or a king, that's gonna beat all of the overpairs, the tens to queens overpair. So I understand why we could be high with that. I expect my equity to be lower if I have jack 10, and it is 33, but still, that is a call for us. So we'd still call that. What if we have, say, pocket pair tens? Let's do tens, those with the spade. We're only at 19. Okay, so we're not that good with tens, and that includes the 10 of spades. What if we had jacks? We're at 29. So jacks picks up equity because villain could be doing this with tens. I'm going to guess then that queens will be a little bit higher as well, which is what we do have. Yep, at 41%. So this should be an easy call for us, just based on the odds, assuming villain is playing those overpairs. If he's not playing those overpairs, let's say, let's get those out. He's only doing queens plus aces, which I think players can do. We're going to copy that. I think we're going to be worse off now. I bet we're going to be like 20% here. At 22%. We were getting 24%. Yeah, if he's check raising just trips and like queens plus aces with some spade draws, then we have a fold. And what kind of spade draw is he doing? He's doing all of those. We've got these. So we ran with this. Oh, hold on. So that's his range. Yeah, he's check raising all of these. Did I do that? Ace queen. Yep. Yeah, that's his range. And then we're looking at our range. So I think we're calling with the gut shot. Oh, hold on. Let's do our gut shot here, which was 8s or 9s. I don't think the suit's going to make a huge difference here. 26%. Let's try it with the 8 of spades, 29%. So, okay, the gut shot. So we should be calling with this. Let's say we do call with that. He's got that range. Ace of clubs comes out. See, and that's kind of I think I just kind of wait because players in my shoes would probably call with ace king. Would have called that check raise with ace king, and then they would fold to a turn bet if they did not catch an ace or a king. So villain checks now. So he check raised, and now he checked again. And at this point, maybe he has a set, and he's afraid of the ace. Maybe he has top pair now. I think more than likely he's got his pocket pair less than the top card. He's scared of. I guess we should go back. Was there ever going to be a 3-bet or a 4-bet range? We didn't. I would have assumed aces would have 4-bet. So let's take aces out of there. I think it's this 10s, jacks, queens, kings. He could have a set. And he could be setting up another check raise here. Or he could think that I myself have aces. And he's seeing monsters under the bed. So it doesn't make sense why he would check again. Especially with a set. I could have the spade. I could see these spades checking and then possibly going for another check raise. But I don't know. I think if anything, it's that, and maybe the flush draw that still hasn't connected. Something like that. So maybe that. Based on this, we could probably bet here. We would. Why do I have my sets here? So he had his check raise. Oh, and then it was us. Yeah. No, I don't have 5s or 6s. I think I'm just check calling those. I think nines, though, we would... Nah, I would probably just call with all of the sets. I would call with all of the overpairs. That includes the gut shots. So pocket pair less than the top card. That's our gut shots. Yeah, we would have that. So then he checks. And at this point, I kind of have to think, how is my set? I think I would bet nines. I think I would bet aces. I think fives and sixes. I think I'm just checking those. Two pairs going to be checked. Oh, so we did check. So let's get those here. I think those are going to be checked. Our two pairs are going to be checked. Our top pair is going to be checked. That's going to have a flush. But not all top pair. Ace four, ace jack. Yeah, I think ace king, ace queen with spades is probably going to be a bet. I don't know. No, I think I'm checking all of those. Same thing, pocket pair less than the top card. I think we're checking... No, we're betting the aces, we're betting the nines, and then our flush draws that we would bet would be... I think we're still going with the checks. It's these. We would bet these sevens and eights to balance the aces and the nines. So we still have a gut shot. Still have the gut shot, but we could also pick up a straight. That is, I think, is what we're doing. And the reason why I don't want to bet with ace king, ace queen of spades, yeah, it seems like we want to bet if he gets a fold, hey, we didn't have to catch our flush. But what happens if he check raises again? We're building up this massive pot where we have to hit that spade, and at this point, with one card to come, we might not have the odds to draw. So if we just add to our turn, say ace of clubs, give ourselves, we're going to do ace king of spades, and then villain, we will give him these. I don't think he has aces. So trips. He's got trips. That's what he has. 18%. I'm going to have to fold. So I'll have to give up my equity because I'm not going to be getting the odds to draw at that point against the trips. So why bet when we can just see the river for free? That's the idea. Two of clubs comes out. I think if villain checks, we probably check down. I'm going to guess villain's going to call with all his trips. He probably calls with his overpair. So we would bet at this point, if he checks, we're going to be betting our sets. I think two pair, top pair are all value hands. I think our nothing hand would be used as a bluff. Yeah, sets, our nothing hands would be used as a bluff. Maybe villain has ace king himself, ace queen. He's going to probably call that, so we'll get paid off with our sets. If he has, we're looking to fold out tens, jacks, queens, kings. That's where the nothing hands come into play. Villain bets 50 at this point. That just seems suspicious. That just seems suspicious. Yep. And the question is, would he do that with these cards? Maybe with kings. Maybe he's put me not on it, but why not check call? Or bet smaller if he has that. So that's making me revise what I think he has. I think he has a set here. Check raise with a set. He saw the ace. He was afraid that maybe I had aces, or he was hoping to get another check raise. And I'm going to take a look at the notes. Check raise with trips. Yeah, 3-bet range is ace king suited. Called 3 bets in position with sixes. That's got to be what his hand is. So I called. I shouldn't have. I should have just folded. I think my thought was that maybe he had tens, jacks, queens, kings, and he's betting this with. I don't think so. It's trips. He check raised with trips. I think he was scared of the ace. He was scared that maybe I had trips or I had aces for some reason. I don't know. Or he was trying to be tricky again to set up a second check raise, and that could possibly be it. I called. He shows fives, so not sixes. Called 3 bets out of position with 5. Oh yeah, okay, so 5s and 6s. So we had that hand in his range. We kind of started just getting suspicious. I got suspicious on that turn. He check raised the flop, and then all of a sudden you check on the turn. I understand it if that was not even an ace of spades. I'm not even worried about the ace of spades because the ace of spades blocks all of the ace x hands, the nut flush draws. I would be worried if, let's say, a 10 of spades comes out, or a 9 of spades comes out, or maybe an 8 of spades comes out. Then I think with trips, I could understand the check, and he's probably just going to check call at that point. But on a card that doesn't really improve any draws, for him to check again after check raising, I think warning bells are going off. So we're going to have him RFI 2.5 big blinds in MP and call 10 big blind 3-bay from cutoff or by cutoff with 5 of spades, 5 of diamonds. He is out of position. We've got to get the sizing. Times 3. So you check raise half pot. Yeah. Check raise 50%. Check and then bet. Ooh. 5/7, maybe 80%. We'll do bet 80%. And this is on a 9 of spades, 6 of spades, 5 of hearts board, ace of clubs, 2 of clubs. All right, so it looks like my call was okay. My call of the check raise was okay on the flop. Exploitatively, we could fold, but at a 10 NL, I think we have to be careful, especially against a big stack. These seem to be a little bit better. They could have always just dumb luck, just sheer aggression. But I do think we call. I think our call was appropriate on the flop. On the turn, I do think we're going to be checking. It just warning bells are going off. And when he bets this much on the river, you hate folding queens, but I think that's the correct play. I think you have to fold queens. I think he's demonstrating trips. Trips with the check raise. I kind of think the hands that we hoped he would have would be like the tens and jacks, but I don't know. I think those bets would be a little bit smaller. So that's our hand. Lost some money on this. Shouldn't have. I mean, I should have lost some money, but I shouldn't have lost as much as I did. So we learn. Trust our reads. Trust our read that he has trips. And I'm not even sure. Maybe a player like this would bet. I guess a more aggressive player, you're going to have to call because he may be doing this with his busted flushes. I think I probably would. But then again, if I check raised the flop and got called, I'm probably firing the turn again with my flushes. And then that third barrel will be missed flushes and the trips that we have. All right, hopefully you enjoy this hand. I'm going to sit and take notes. And if you like this hand, look tomorrow for another.